Yo, this world is wild, yo. This world is super wild. You know, I tell a lot of people, man, when you wake up in the morning, you gotta pray before you go out your door. You gotta pray while you outside, and you gotta definitely say a prayer of thank you for making it back in on a daily basis. Now, could you imagine this big old broad back bitch? She was sitting in her car at a light, waiting for the light to change in traffic like everybody else. The light turns red. She decides she's all caught up in her phone. She's not moving. People got places to go, things to do. So the person behind her honks their horn just to notify her, "Bom, bom, come on, let's go. The light's green." Everything else turns out to her taking this person's life. Let's get into this story because the media is hiding this story. And the reason why the media is hiding the story is because there's nothing bad to dig up on the person that this person killed. This is a non-black person who killed a young black promising person. And I think it's being hidden because of that dynamics of the story. Now, I don't really give a shit about color. At the end of the day, I do good people versus bad people. You know what I mean? And obviously, again, this big old broad back bitch, she was a bad person who took the life of somebody good. The headline said a black man was shot to death after just honking his horn at the woman in front of him when the light turned green and she did not move. Ain't that what your damn horn is for? That is what your horn is for, to notify the person in front of you. Bam! Hey, you're about to reverse into my car. Or pop, 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 pop. Like, hey, drive forward. The light changed. Get off your phone. Right? A 23-year-old Indianapolis woman killed a 21-year-old man on October 17th after he honked his horn just to alert her that the traffic lights had turned green. According to the Facebook post by the Marion County Prosecutor's Office, Deborah Benefiel have been charged with murder and have been charged with criminal recklessness. You could look at her and tell she a problem. She just looked like she going through a lot and she about to take it out on somebody. She looks like somebody who's gonna crash out and go do the rest of her life in prison because that's what she wants to do. And she looks like the kind of person that will be comfortable in a prison environment. Anyways, the shooting occurred at about 2 p.m. and it is alleged to have occurred after the victim honked his horn at the defendant to alert the defendant that the traffic signal had turned to green. It's further alleged that the defendant followed the victim while yelling and throwing fuck you signs out the window of her car to him before shooting into the vehicle, striking him in the chest. So when the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department arrived at the scene, they found a young man by the name of Cantrell Settles. And he was found inside of a 2006 Chevrolet Malibu with a gunshot wound to the chest. According to an affidavit, Settles, his girlfriend, was with him during the incident. She claimed that the couple had stopped at the light, and when the light turned green, that woman, Benfield, who was driving a car ahead of them, she didn't move. Settles honked his horn, and she still would not move. So he drove around her. As he drove around her, his girlfriend said that Benefiel was yelling and screaming and throwing up her hands all around while she was inside of the vehicle. She probably saying, "Buck, you blowing your horn for?" Settle's girlfriend, who was with him in the car, said that he tried to turn a corner and Benefiel fired into the vehicle, hitting him in the chest while he was turning the corner to get away from her. So when she then hopped onto his boyfriend's her lap and drove about a half a mile, Benefield left the scene. She hopped onto her boyfriend's lap. Wow. So after he got hit in the chest, he wasn't driving, and she couldn't move him out of the way that quickly, and she's trying to get away from gunshot, so she hops onto his lap and drove the car about a half a mile. Benefield was following them for about a half a mile before she left the scene. Settles, the young man who she killed, was taken to Eskenazi Health in clinic condition. He was taken there in critical condition with a chest wound, and he was pronounced dead at 2:43 p.m. according to People. An autopsy was done by the Marion County Coroner's Office revealed that a bullet struck Settles on the right side of his torso. It hit his lungs and his heart before exiting out his chest. Benefield was arrested later on that same day after the police officers obtained her information through license plate readers, which led them straight to her home. And it was there that Benefield told the SWAT officers that the gun was in the apartment and she had it in a bag. The police retrieved a .40 caliber Glock handgun in her purse, and Benefield was scheduled to appear in court October 21st, which that means she already appeared in court, and then that was her preliminary hearing, and we don't know what's going to happen after that. So listen, it's sad, man. She took that man's life, and it's crazy how she took that man's life for no reason. That young man was promising. That young man didn't bother her. That young man did what everybody else who had somewhere to go would have done. Bop, bop. Okay, they still not moving. F this. Drive around. Keep going. Could you imagine when he decided to drive around her vehicle and she started following him and driving up beside his car and sticking out her middle finger and all that? That has a lot for us to think about. Because check it, right? Now I'm paranoid. Because if I'm at a light and somebody in front of me is not moving when the light turns green and I bump my horn, pop, pop, and that person still doesn't move and I drive around them and the person starts to follow me and throw middle fingers up and all that, how do I know that that person is not about to pull a gun from an area I cannot see and then fire that gun into my car? I'm driving. Are we going to do a high-speed chase down the road? Am I going to get so scared that I have to drive away at 100 miles per hour just to save myself? Because I'm paranoid that she's going to do me just like how they just did this young man right here. I mean, where do we draw the line? Where do we draw the line? How about this? If somebody is just following you and you pull your gun out and you fire on them because they're just following you, you could end up in prison, even though you're doing it to save your life because you don't want to be a victim like this young man right here. But if you are a law-abiding person and you are sitting around waiting for the right moment to defend yourself, there may not be a right moment. I'm sure that this young man thought, if anything happens, I'll definitely be able to defend myself. It's not like she's going to drive her car out in front of me, turn it sideways, block the road. I'm going to have to get out the car and fight her one-on-one or anything like that, right? Right. So I'm in my car, I'm driving. What's the worst that could happen? She drive beside me for a few. She throws some middle fingers up. She hurls some racial slurs or some other kind of slurs. And then what? Then she drives away. And wherever she goes, I don't care. It seems like if you fire first, you might be able to live. Because there was no way for him to tell that this was coming. He simply bumped his horn. She wouldn't move. He drove around. Probably thinking, the car is disabled. So he moves around it. And on his way around it, he sees middle fingers in the air and hears, "Fuck you! Fuck you, bitch!" And then next thing you know, you're being followed. And next thing you know, death occurs. Crazy. Crazy. Like I said in the beginning, I think they are suppressing this story for whatever obvious reasons. This is not a person who is involved in criminal activities or anything like that, and they could not find any information to muddy the waters of his name. Leave your comments in the comment section below. I'll catch you on the next video. It's BrainFLoTv on BrainFLoTv. I'm out. Peace.